Welcome to Sew Very Easy. My name is Laura, and today I'd like to share with you what I like to bring on quilting retreats. Now, I like to keep things as compact as possible so that I can carry it all in one load, but I want to have everything that I need. I start with a great suitcase, and this suitcase is from Tuto, and it is a suitcase that's actually designed to put a sewing machine in and your sewing supplies. But there's more to it than just a regular case. It has these great straps that come from inside the pockets on both sides, so I'm able to strap stuff up even quite high. It has a great handle so I can pull it along, and it has these great wheels that I'm able to wheel it in any direction that I want. So with these outside straps, I'm able to put lots of things like my batting. If I want a pillow that I can sit on, because I'm a little short and sometimes those chairs are just not tall enough. Then I have the case itself. Those outside straps can tuck right inside, so if I don't want them, I don't need to use them. But they're nice to know that they're there. And both of the sides open. So on one side, I'm able to open it up, and that flap is going to fall right down. And I have all of my stuff right in the insides. That handle is going to flip right up at the top, so it's out of my way. But if I want, I can actually take that handle right off and put it in a side compartment out of my way so the front edge opens. And in here you can see I have lots of things. The first thing I have is a big pressing mat. Now this is from Clover, and it is a very big pressing mat. And it has a nice back to it, so I don't have to worry about anything being damaged when I'm pressing. Because I travel a lot, I do like to have doubles of a lot of things, and my doubles go into my travel case. I do travel with my little featherweight sewing machine. I just love it, and it's nice and light. And in the top here, I have a nice big Ziploc bag. This is one of these Ziploc bags that you get sheets in or any type of linens. They're a good heavy bag. They have a nice zipper on it. Inside, there are some straps, and I call them my seat belts because I want everything seat belted in so that it's going to stay safe. As I'm pulling it or lifting it out, it stays in. So not only does the case zip up from the outside, but there's a zipper from the top. And a handle. So I'm going to be able to carry it if I don't want to drag it. And I can open it up and take everything from the top. So you can see I can really open up this bag and get everything that I need very easily. And I like to get a mat, the biggest I can get, the size of the bag that I'm carrying. Now this two-toe bag is considered the large bag. They have a small bag, they have medium, they have large and extra large. So depending on the size that you want or the size of your machine, you can get lots of different bag sizes. But I like to fit that mat that's going to fit inside. The biggest mat I can use is the mat I want to use, but I don't want to have to worry about it bending while I'm traveling. So I use the biggest mat that fits inside of my bag. And then right along the back, I have my rulers. Now these rulers I keep just for my traveling because they're great little travel rulers. And they have that nice fluorescent color to them, so I'm able to see my fabric under fluorescent lighting or poor lighting, because you never know what lighting you're going to have while you travel. So I keep 4 of my standard size rulers right inside my bag, and they fit nicely, so I know they're not going to get banged up. When I undo my seat belts, I'm going to be able to pull out everything I need right from the front, or I could actually pull it out from the top if I needed. A non-slip surface, And this I put under my foot pedal and I put underneath my machine so it doesn't skitter all over while I'm sewing. I have a bag, it has my foot pedal in it and an extension cord. I like to travel with this little bag. Now this was gifted to me and I absolutely love it. It is a pincushion and a little scrap basket. And the pincushion tucks right inside so I don't have to worry about losing any of those pins. I like to have a good assortment of thread. That way I never have to worry about running out of thread. And my machine is seat belted quite nicely in here. So you can put an entire machine in here or have it so that it's set separately. And in this little wooden box, I do two things. First thing that I have in it is my traveling iron. Now sometimes when you put your iron away, it's not completely cooled. So I like to put it here so that I have no worries of burning anything or melting anything. When I'm sewing, I will actually have this out and with my pressing surface. So then I have a nice big box that I'm able to put my supplies in right as I'm sewing. So they're there right beside my machine whenever I need them. I have a bag of all of my feet and everything that I'm going to need for my project that go with my machine. And it stores nicely so I don't have to worry about it going anywhere. There are all sorts of pockets on the inside of this bag. So I'm able to have all of the supplies that I need in here. So I have pins and I have an instruction manual that goes with my machine. And sometimes it's just nice to be able to refer back to the manual of that machine as I'm at my quilt retreats. I have a small rotary cutter and I like to have spare blades with it. And this I leave right in my case. I don't take it out when I get it home. This is something that I use just while I'm traveling. Hand cream and a nice sharp pair of snips. And I keep them on these little bungee cords so I know where they are at all times. Extra sets of sewing needles just in case I need them. I also like to have a marking pencil, and this is designed for fabric. What's great about it, it has different colors in it, so I'm able just to twist it and use what color I want, and this washes out of my fabric. But it's there when I need to mark something. Tape measure, scissors, and an extra pair of eyeglasses in case I lose mine or I break mine, because I cannot sew without them. So it is very important to me. And when I turn it over, I have more compartments on the other side. I like to use starch, so I make sure that I bring a starch that is scentless. I also bring a travel mug. The reason is I don't want my coffee to spill as I'm working on my project, so that it doesn't spill on my project and someone else's project. So I make sure I have a good container that it's not going to spill. And I also carry a water bottle with me to keep the top on it for the very same reason. Blank stationery. Because sometimes I just want to write a note to someone I'm sitting with, or maybe to my instructor to thank her for all the hard work that she's put in. A notepad and a pen so that I can make myself notes to remember what I'm working on, or maybe something that I'm thinking of that I'd like to do going forward. Another pocket, I'm able to pull out my directions of the project that I'm working on, and I make sure that I keep an extra double set there and I keep the originals at home. That way I always know where they're going to be. I also like to bring those little address labels that we get to put on letters. The reason is sometimes when we have a handout, I like to put my sticker on them so that I remember to bring them home and I know they're mine, not someone else's at the table. Because often I've left my directions behind thinking they were someone else's. So then I've had to contact the teacher to get copies. This way I remember that they're mine. There are so many things that I like to bring on my quilting retreats and my sewing retreats that often it's hard to remember everything that I've brought and everything that I need to bring home. So I have a list, and I've laminated my list so I'm able just to use one of those markers that wipe off, and I check everything that I've brought with me, and then before I leave, I uncheck everything before I leave. And if this list is not blank, then I know I've left something behind. I'll put a link in the description to the list that I like to have, and hopefully it'll be useful to you. Now, everything on my list is not for my sleepover. It's only for my quilting day while I'm there. So some of the things that you might have are going to be a little bit different than what I would have. A lot of times I'll just go to my girlfriend's to sew for the day, and I'm just going to be able to pick this up and bring it and not worry about it. And as a general rule, I like to work the same project with the same sewing machine. And I make sure that I have the same foot on and everything that I need, so my 1/4 inch is going to be the same. And I just keep building with this as I go along. Now, there are a lot of other things on this list that I've not mentioned. I'll put a link in the description to the list of things that I like to bring. Now, I don't always bring every single thing, but everything that I can think of goes on this list just to remind me if it's something I'm going to want, or maybe I don't need it for that particular retreat. I like to go to my retreats and enjoy them and not be stressed about something that I'm going to need or something that I'm going to want. Everyone is very generous when you forget something, but I just kind of don't want to forget something. So that's why I like to keep a list going. And when I come home, the only thing that I'm going to take out is maybe the fabric and the project that I've been working on, my coffee cup, and my water cup. So these are just a couple of things that I like to do for myself. I hope it gives you some inspiration and some ideas on how to make traveling with your sewing a whole lot easier. Thank you for joining me today on Sew Very Easy. Feel free to subscribe, and as always, come on back. Let's see what we're sewing next time in the sewing room. Bye for now.